Almost landed the cap, but York was just in time to stop that from happening.
Yeah, looking at this almost mirror here, Jaws, seeing the Hot Bazaar come out, already the fight going on the side, Jonak finding Carpe, it's chaotic in that room, but they trade here. EQO being able to follow from that Discord, finding Kalios, who finally going down. You have to be wary if you're the NYXL, but Flora's not giving up just yet. He's still finding two and backs off a little bit. That was great positioning on his part, but he has to watch out. He's getting shot from the side, and they actually dive him. Carpe getting that pick.
Pretty nice spot they're in right now. Carpe's fresh in the front line as Mano already goes down. There's the Graviton Surge.
Yeah, but now in the follow-up with the Dragons, EQO gonna find two out of that. And this is what I was seeing when I saw that Zarya come out and EQ on the
rally?
Hangzhou. Is gonna be insane. Yeah, and the rally actually being used by Friday. Question mark? I don't know if that was on purpose, honestly. Not maybe to try to get them out, but
Point because they're trying to dive the backline right now, and unfortunately, now Feather's in your backline.
And now the grab has been utilized by Kalios. Postbomb isn't going to find its stick, and instead, NYXL, they delete the fusion.
Oh, the rally started off, and he's been hacked along, got hacked instantly.
He won't have Transcendence now either, but it doesn't even matter. The fusion are unfazed here. Funny Astro popping off. Just being able to go in, following up, alarm isn't even needed. And now the overtime taking away. No one from the NYXL to touch. And the first round.
Still has to be careful of Flora and Feather. And this poke comp's going to be really good for the fusion, but they just need this consistent damage. If Mano keeps going down like this and just rolling in rather haphazardly without checking where Feather is, it's going to be a disaster. Window comes out, that should just be it. Nice hack on EQO. Even though he's nanoed, he drops like a sinking stone in water. Coming online, but Feather's nearing the ZMP as well.
EQO as well, having that rocket barrage. Carpe does find Floor with the Dragons, though. Here comes EQO through the window. They note him. Just trying to find a position. Yeah, tries to get right behind the Reinhardt shield, and he does so successfully. Being able to put himself into position, getting a 3K while he's at it. NYXL, though, they still had 86% on the point. Self is asleep. Someone wakes him up. He gets away in time. No one's been able to flip the point just yet, but NYXL has been in this fight for so long. The rotation from Philadelphia Fusion has just been being able to disengage and go right back in. Carpe gets a post-bomb pick onto Jonak, and Floor trades that for Mono. We're still trading here 2 for 2, and another anti-hitting onto Kalios. Alarm's been so consistent with them.
Yeah, he's been so consistent. Kalios does end up finishing off EQO. The point.
Hoppo's gonna take so much damage here. Gonna have to D-Mech and Floor now finding Carpe. NYXL putting themselves in the driver's seat as overtime is taking away in their favor. They are gonna be able to get second round here on Legion. NYXL to back off a little bit, so the point is still going to go in favor of Fusion. No one actually contesting, but it doesn't matter because the NYXL are just trying to prioritize these rotations. Look how aggressive Kalios is getting, but he gets punished for it. The follow-up, the NYXL weren't there just yet, but they are there to help clean up, and they successfully win that fight. Despite the point going in favor of Fusion, they're going to be able to flip it right back.
Very nice. Couple of headshots coming from Flora. Kalios here overstepping just a little bit. It was a nice little tack.
Into Flora, does find Flora as a pick. Health pack on the top is hacked right there, but with the rally coming in, Funny Astro, or rather the Nano boost, Kalios eats the Dragons from Carpe, and EQO can't get Visor in time. Kalios just going in with this composition swap, actually working really well for the NYXL here. Despite losing Friday, Jonak going so low, no support left for the NYXL, but they do manage to flip the point.
Oh man, not only each Dragon Strike kills Alarm and today.
Yeah, Funny Astro now finding Yukpung, and as well as activates that rally. Here comes a supercharger, lots of damage coming in with no Yukpung and Kalios. The rest of it, NYXL have to back off here. They find Flora though in the process, so they can't fully back off. Both supports are in trouble.
There's the visor. Quick, observers, quickly switch to the visor. Oh, he's running away. Look at it go. Oh, so much damage. Oh, he does so nothing. Yeah, what a surprise. Oh, look at this. He's doing headshots. Crazy, crazy. Young Punnets are going down. OT's ticking through, and there you go. The Philadelphia Fusion with their tactical visor, which definitely made the difference, end up taking the first value as well on this wrecking ball. It's, I think it's been quite frustrating for them to kind of deal with. Ooh. Speaking about frustrating to deal with, all that CC.
Unfun. Mono tried so hard to get away. He got deleted as quickly as the NYXL just did right now. Rolled here with the Philadelphia Fusion now. Just gonna clear the point real quick. It's Kalios who's the last man standing. EQO too also being able to help out and build it. I think that's actually what Carpe's trying to get into position for right here. He goes the EMP here. Huge EMP finding 5. Jonak and Friday need some help. Jonak goes down and so does Flora. Here comes those Dragons on the payload, just like you mentioned. Meanwhile, Mono having some fun rolling around, being able to get a 3K. Hoppa wants to get in on the action. And so does Carpe, being able to get this payload already, the first point. I would have nightmares all around. The rally from Funny Astro and Carpe opening things up, finding Feather who tried to get away. Here comes the grab, nowhere to go, and you don't even need the Dragons here. Jonak actually safely able to keep the NYXL alive with that Transcendence, but is it going to be long enough? I mean, Carpe is on a terror right now, finding so many of these hits and following up from these Discord orbs that Alarm is putting onto the NYXL.
Nice little headshot, Kalios there. The hardest shots to hit his hands over, the ones that are right in front of you, I swear, but Flora's going to have to hit a fantastic headshot.
Oh, and not only is the Dragons going to try to cut them off. Yeah, that and Jonak took a lot of damage from those Dragons, forced to stay on the payload, but they actually get off. The minefields, too, were there, and it prevented them to actually rotate safely. They took so much damage, too, rotating in that the Fusion are just wiping NYXL. They have to reset anyways, but currently, the Fusion are just on a momentum run so far with this payload.
Not sure where those Dragons went. Maybe they got cancelled. A lot of abilities happening at once there. Happening at once. There's the rally for Funny Astro. This should just be the game, but look at that. Graviton Surge in the corridor, near the spawn. This looks as good as over.
And look at that, the fact that nobody has been able to touch Hot, but just getting deleted. The Fusion having no problem taking this payload all the way to the finish line, Jaws. What is this look like?
So much damage. So much damage. He double dinks Jonak. Doesn't matter if Hot was asleep, he's just going to peek over the edge there, insta-kill him, and this is going to be a clean-up. Carpe Stay Alive challenge. Very easy. Achievement unlocked, and yeah, Alarm cleans on up. Wow, that was a very nice defense. I mean, ideally, you dive Alarm here, right? If you're the NYXL, you set that.
With Yakung getting shut down, see the NYXL taking a slower approach, the minefields too, and Mono finding Jonak and Flora. NYXL, they don't really have a lot of time here. Less than 2 minutes now, as they are getting sent back to the spawn. The rest of the Fusion are just deleting them. But yeah, you talk about damage coming in too. Alarm has just been...
Oh, wait, here comes EMP. Hang on a second.
Oh, yeah, and that just dives in. That was a perfect opportunity because Funny Astro was right there to help peel for Alarm, but that EMP coming in and Yakung in position to just follow up was beautiful. It does have that primal too, but with Alarm and Funny Astro out of this fight here, Jaws, Fusion are forced to... It's okay, it ends in time to regain some of those shields. Mono gets hacked, gets the lead, and Kalios with the follow-up. Alarm coming in and taking out Jonak. Friday also out for the NYXL. Some limited time coming in with less than 30 seconds. The NYXL are forced to back off with no support, and Kalios going down.
Yakung's going to Primal Rage back in, though. And Flora ends up going down too. This looks like just a feat of ultimate charge at this point.
Does have that high ground, but doesn't have a lot of that charge. But the EMP does find 3, and a huge anti coming in from Jonak. Yopung finding Alarm, the biggest threat here. He won't be able to build into that Transcendence, but Funny Astro is here instead. It's not going to be enough healing as the NYXL finally find that opportunity. But the threat that has been so consistent from the Fusion has been EQO. Has another EMP now. It's going to be 3 in finding Yopung. He's going to go down, but they don't touch the cart. They're gone. The Fusion put on too much pressure. Kalios also here to bring in that damage from the charge of Zarya. Nano Boost coming in from Alarm. Jonak nearly there. Feather gets hacked a little bit here. Jonak now activates the trigger with the Nano Boost, and Kalios trying to frontline does find a lot of this pressure, tries to delete EQO. He manages to translocate away, and Carpe trades that though for Feather. Fusion, they were trying to stay on that point, but they couldn't long enough. The NYXL were doing so much damage there, Jaws.
Yeah, wait.
Kalios just waiting in position. The EMP, though, is going to stop their plans. It's going to melt down Kalios. To answer right back, Feather has an EMP of themselves. Papa is going to go down with the grab, but Funny Astro now, having the rally second, is going to try to keep the rest of Fusion alive. See Jonak falling down, and so is Friday. The way the Fusion now are able to come back from that and follow up from EQO's hack here, it really shows you that the Fusion have really been able to play into the Sober Company at 75%. Mono's hack and antied here. He gets deleted. Feather finding that opportunity. Yopeng just trying to control some space. They already have the first take, but it's getting contested here. The grab now coming out from Hoppa. He's taking a lot of damage, but he can't get out in time as Yopeng's nano boosted, and he's going to be able to help take care of that backline by the spawn. No one's stopping him just yet, and now the fusion out of 3 members. EQO dives right back in, and with Carpe also following up. These 2 DPS players, when they synergize and they're on the same page here, Jaws, they're so lethal. And look, they get to health pack, and also as Rally, Yopeng taking a quick nap, but with the rest of NYX already on the point, already 2 ticks going in their favor, but Jonek's gone. He's not in this fight. The rally from Friday is the only thing left here to help keep the rest of the NYXL in this fight. Carpe just trying to dance here. He can't get away in time. Fortunately getting stuck inside that bubble, but here comes Hoppa finding Friday and Kalios in that room, and Yopeng gets a 3K while he's at it. So do the fusion. Deadeye now coming in from Carpe, the immediate peel from Hoppa. Bunny Astro now coming in with the rally, and Yopeng going down is not a good look. The EMP finding 3. Fusion now being able to have that lead into this fight. Ignore the EMP. Flora does find that pulse bomb onto Carpe, but everyone is funneled into that health pack room. Nobody left to touch. NYXL, they can't get that second. Waiting things out for Mono just dive back in.
Ooh,
Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. Like a fly swatter. Actually deleted him here, but talk about the Zarya v Zarya. Look at all this damage coming in, but when you have the backup, the grab, sticking fusion over to the ground, Transcendence now coming in too. Jonak actually with the Transcendence.
And he's dead.
And he's not in this fight anymore. But not within this universe. NYXL managing to contest here. Flora taking a side angle. The grab from Hoppa trying to keep the NYXL to the side. The hack here of the EMP, but Carpe popping off, finding 2 heads. Friday does punish him for that, stopping him with that shield bash. But the rest of the fusion are here. They don't have EQO for that EMP this time around, but a nice anti coming in from Jonak as he comes back from the spawn doors. Kali's taking a lot of that damage, but as they do hug that health pack over to the side, they're taking a lot of that pressure here that the NYXL is putting on. They've lost mono, traded for Yopeng, but the NYXL still have that spawn advantage right behind them. They couldn't follow up from the EMP here, Jaws. And look at this, the immediate position change from the NYXL to try to contest them as they are backing off. And they've lost Bunny Astro. There's gonna have to be a reset from the fusion.
We have a complete reset yet again. Jonak saving the day in that last engagement. Oh, Mono flattened Junk Punk. Shouldn't matter though. There you go, all cleaned up.
Oh, we're here to shut down the Deadeye. Perfect opportunity for EQO, but now he gets hacked. He can't get away. Big EMP onto the fusion. Carpe tries to get away. He manages to get to a health pack, and now Flora just putting on so much pressure on that off angle. Less than 20 seconds for the fusion to try to take this series home. They're already at match point, but putting them to sleep. Here comes Jonak, stopping them in their shoes. Philadelphia Fusion are dropping like flies now, Jaws, and they have less than 10 seconds to contest.
Yeah, they got no chance at this point. I mean, who's really going to touch? Flora spins around. He knows what he's just done. There you go. EQO gets there just in time, does trigger OT, but it's not going to happen. NYXL maybe starting their comeback now, Vicky.
It's already on the point. Somebody needs to contest, but they're stuck over to this hallway. Finally finding someone. Mono tries their best, but after getting hacked, and now Carpe is asleep. NYXL officially downloaded here, considering the fact that the fusion had no chance of just trying to hold them back. The only one who has the primal comes EQO with the hack, only finding Friday and Flora, and now currently Feather finding 3. Mono also gets hit, rather 4. He gets hit with an anti, and he goes down immediately. Here comes the grab to answer back, but Friday already activated the rally. Tries to keep everybody from the NYXL alive, but just not enough to help out Jonak as Carpe takes him down with the pulse bomb. Talking about Carpe though, take a look at Flora. They managed to take that second point, and they were just able to...
And they're already on this last bend. There it is. EMP is massive. Hits 5.
Immediate. Yep, and now the only one that was safe was Feather, but Yopeng and Friday go down. It's going to probably force Feather to back off. NYXL have been deleted following up from that EMP from EQO. You mentioned it actually, just trying to build up into it, but to push this payload a lot closer than the Fusion would like. See them backing off ever so slightly. Carpe getting a quick headshot. Okay, that was fancy here. Carpe just noticing that EQ out a match as well. And Anti out to Hoppa and Funny Astro. They are stuck in this grab, but the rally coming in. Alarm is there to save them with the Transcendence, but the EMP from EQO as he builds them up as quickly as he uses them. NYXL, unfortunately, Kyo's here, who won't be in that front line. Jonak has that nano boost onto Yakpung, though, and that's okay. You don't have Callus, but you do have Yakpung with the Primal, sending everyone back, hugging the spawn. Meanwhile, Carpe coming out of the other side with the Dragons, still finding these picks. Jonak and Yakpung go down, and now Hoppa, they trade that, but the Fusion have the number advantage, and the NYXL are forced to back off.
Big grab. I say big. Only landed one.
Only Hoppa. Hoppa is just not having it here, unfortunately. No fun zone. Floor misses the stick, too, on the pulse bomb. Does get cleaned up anyway as Carpet goes down to Feather. Here comes a Transcendence from Alarm. But Astro is also hacked. And yeah, now being able to utilize that rally after getting out of that hack here. Kalios goes down, and the NYXL, they were scattered everywhere. They weren't even grouped. The Fusion now, being able to hold them back, despite having so much time when they reach this third points, they're not going to be able to touch.
Jonak and Friday went down so early on in that fight, Vicky. Nice sleep.
Okay. Taking a nap here. Yep, and Feather also finding Alarm, too. Carpet going down, the Fusion needing to back off as the NYXL take away some from their time. EQ also getting some extra credit. Flora now also giving Kalios some energy while he's at it too. Build up into that pulse bomb to stop the Fusion from approaching that next fight, because they just lost that first one pretty handily by the NYXL.
Mono though, actually, as they go in.
Yeah, and Mono actually gets hit by the anti. Hoppa taking a lot of that damage here. Mono just trying to keep them here, but the grab coming in from Kalios is going to keep the rest of the Fusion separated around the other corner, cleaning things up, wasting even more time. Now the Fusion have less than a minute and 45 seconds, but they do. EQ is still holding on to that blade. Just has to find the opportunity for it. They have less than a minute, so they're wasting some time here. Alarm does find that pick onto Jonak, and here comes EQO on their back lines. He gets hacked in the process. Look how quickly he took that damage, but at least they are now on the point. The pulse bomb stick onto Yakpung. They find these two ticks in the NYXL. They basically took their attention away from the point and just dove in. Split their Fusion minus Carpe about to get that pulse bomb. He needs a stick here onto Friday at least. He does find it here too. Kalios is well going to trade that for Alarm. Despite that, Carpe is going to go down as after a big anti from Jonak before he's fallen from the fight. Finding a lot of these trades, but they need to deal with EQO, the biggest threat they do, and the NYXL still hold back the Fusion. They're quite literally right there next to their spawn. Mono actually using the minefields. Here comes the EMP, does find 4 here in the process. They shut him down immediately. EQO to answer back. Time on to Friday, Yakpung. Kalios and Flora Feather are already dead though, and now the rest of the Fusion are going to be able to get that momentum back. They've had such a limited time bank as the NYXL are doing such a good job.
EMP went off. Flora's already dead. Carpe takes a nap, but it shouldn't matter. Look who's in the backline already. It's EQO.
And Alarm too with the Transcendence to negate that grab. Coming in, Friday gets taken out. Both the supports isolated over to the side. Just a matter of time before the rest of the NYXL fall down like dominoes. Fusion already rounding that corner. You talk about chucking logs. I mean, they walked to the other side. Oh no, they walked past him too. That did not go according to the plan. No, and there's such limited time, less than 35 seconds now. The rest of Fusion are out. Back to the drawing board before they re-engage. They have to try to contest and push it into overtime. Memp as well. The bigger EMP coming through from Feather now finds 4, but Mono still finds a pick with those minefields as Flora forcibly just teleports right into it. Hoppa trades out for Jonak. How long can they do this for? Alarm with the trans? Yes, Jaws, and that's going to keep the rest of Fusion alive and safe. It's just a matter of time before they manage to get a lot of this damage as Carpe has the pulse bomb, has to deal with this, gets the stick onto Yakpung, who's already low. He gets 2. Oh, the Fusion at the very end with overtime taking away. They take the series. NYXL now have to hold that L as the Fusion get their revenge.
Oh my word, by the skin of their teeth they managed to do it. They had, yeah, a true Memp moment. They managed to only EMP Flora. I think it was maybe a manual hack on Feather. Something happened to him too. He wasn't able to use his EMP. He came back with it. The initial pick from Feather as well onto Mano to start us.